Here we are again, Mike. I'm all right. Order. I will call Christine Jardine to move the motion. I will then call the Minister to respond. I remind other members that they may only make a speech with prior permission from the member in charge of the debate and the Minister. There will not be an opportunity for the member in charge to wind up, as is the convention for 30-minute debates. Order, order. Christine Jardine to move the motion.
Thank you very much, and it is a pleasure to serve with you in the chair, Ms Lewell. I wonder if I could share with you all an email I recently received. It said, "All I'm asking for is a direction to march in, as I am in fact a refugee seeking asylum from a tyrannical fascist administration, which is utterly destroying the nation I once loved and protected. The feeling of turning my back on the democracy I swore an oath to defend feels much more as though I'm ending a long relationship with someone I still love, but I'm unable to live with anymore. America has broken our hearts, and reconciliation is more fantastic than a Rudyard Kipling book." Even though I've been elected for 8 years now, sometimes I am still taken aback at the reaction to something that we say or do in this place. And this time, part of the shock comes from the fact that this is not from someone in a third world country or in a war zone, but from a citizen of the United States living in the United States. And it came from the fact that in April last year, I put a proposal to offer skilled US workers a visa route to enable them to live and work in the United Kingdom to my Scottish Party conference. The proposals were accepted and became party policy. And that news, somewhat surprisingly again, made it across the Atlantic. And I was then inundated with messages from those in America who no longer wished to live under a Trump presidency. They wanted to feel safe and contribute to a country currently much more in line with their values than the one that they were born into is becoming. A lifeline they felt had been offered, and I cannot express how relieved they were in their communications, the nearly 200 people who wrote to me, that another way might become possible for them. Some of them just wanted to thank me as if no one had been thinking of them until that moment. Some laid out their CVs to prove they would be worthy of applying. Some told me they were visiting London and went to the US Embassy to try and find more information. To tell those people that they couldn't apply, that at the moment it's only an idea, was genuinely upsetting. Such strength of feeling. And for me, there was also the guilt that this is not entirely altruistic, because I firmly believe that these people have something vital that we need within our economy and could be a benefit for our country. Certainly, I'll take the member from Strangford first.
First of all, can I commend the Honourable Lady beforehand? This is such an important issue, and I'm aware of it in my constituency as well. Not to the numbers that the Honourable Lady has referred to, 200 email requests. With Belfast having a high level of US investment by companies who wish to avail of our superior cyber skills, low rent and business rates, it's essential that the door is a swinging door for our US allies and investors and for the individuals. So does the Honourable Lady not agree that visa systems are not one size fits all, and we need to tailor, I think as the Honourable Lady said, need to tailor a US visa system? Makes perfect sense.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I completely agree with the Honourable Member. We need a system which allows people to come here, not just from the United States, but in general, and in this particular case, the United States, who have skills that we need in the industries that our economy will be dependent on. Artificial intelligence, cancer research, pharmacology, science, the space sector, the growing space sector that so much of our future economy will be dependent on. And in Edinburgh, we are working hard to create that sort of environment. So I completely agree. The Honourable Member.
I do thank her for giving me, and I've got a very similar constituent who's written to me in similar terms about coming to the UK from the USA to flee Trump, as he puts it. But he doesn't come here to steal jobs, Ms Lewell. He comes here to create jobs. He came here to start up a business. at great sacrifice to himself, great financial cost, but he feels betrayed by the changes in the ILR arrangements and indefinite leave to remain. And so I think when we're thinking about attracting these people, their skills, we have to think about how they're supported. Does she agree that if people come here with agreement, we have to uphold our side of the agreement?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I completely agree. I feel there is a danger to our international reputation as well as to our economy if we become somewhere that people can't trust, that if they make the life-changing decision to come here, invest in our country, work for our economy, contribute through tax and national insurance, that decades later we won't turn around and say, no, I'm sorry, we've changed our mind. I think that's vitally important. But I think we also need to listen to people already in this country. Some of the people who wrote to me told me of their visceral fears, worries for their children, the LGBT community they're part of or work with, and people terrified that they'll lose their jobs in the swinging cuts of the Trump administration. So many real-life stories of those people in the United States, but also, Madam Chair, people in this country. And we can only be the best representatives we can be if we listen. And I wanted to highlight something that was told to me by people who wrote to me from this country. Someone said of their trans partner, I have to say, I'm glad someone is speaking up about this. I see the genuine fear and anxiety he has about being sent back to the States. He told me recently that he has his suicide plan already and goodbye letters to family already written, as he's never going back. Now that terrifies me, that people should be so afraid of going back to the world's largest democracy because of what it has become. And they went on to say, thank you for maybe finding a solution that saves us LGBTQI+ lives in our current political upheaval. They and any non-white male here are in terrible danger. That came from someone in the United States. People have told me that they fear for their family's safety, for the children. And I think we have to look at why this is happening and how we can help them, how we can help people who are living in fear. And this idea that we had is born of two issues, two things. The first is the election of a president who does not represent my values or the values of so many in this place, and the consequences of that election victory for his own people. We have all seen the news, seen the unnecessary loss, and no longer for so many in the US is it the land of the free. There were more than 1,000 anti-LGBTQ incidents across 47 states and Washington, D.C. in the past year, according to official figures. That's a 5% increase from the 984 incidents in 2024, and over half of those targeted transgender and non-conforming people specifically. The second point, however, is the skill shortage that we have here, and the way this government is getting immigration under control. It is going to be much more difficult for people to come and stay here, make their lives here and feel confident in the way that the Honourable Member for Edinburgh South West has already mentioned. They want to contribute to our economy and our public services, and in so many important sectors. As I said, space, education, oncology, science. So I thought, here's an opportunity. Those who know me will tell you I'm a solutions person. And I saw that opportunity, not just saying, yes, there is a problem, but actually coming up with an idea that was beneficial to those people and to us, to both sides of the pond. For me, this is also about creating a positive case for immigration, to look up and out and say for our country to be successful, we might need to encourage people to travel here from beyond our shores. Not because I'm doing this country down, but because I believe in our future, and I know that that is the reality of the current situation. We're better when we work together, when we learn from our different experiences. Why not offer sanctuary to those who want to flee? If they can make our country a better place, a more prosperous place for our people in the process. As I said, I'm a solutions person. The American dream, for many, is now a nightmare. But we could turn that round and offer them a fresh dream. Thank you.
The
question is that this House has considered the potential merits of fast-track visas for skilled US citizens. Minister.
Thank you, Ms Ewell. It's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship again. I thank the honourable member for securing this debate, and I'm grateful to her and the contributions that we've seen. When it comes to detailed examination of foreign policy and the United Kingdom's relationship with the United States of America, I'm sure colleagues will understand and appreciate that such issues do lie outside my remit as a Home Office Minister. But I would like to reiterate that the UK and the US are close allies and close partners. The UK-US relationship has been the cornerstone of our security and prosperity for over a century, and one that we will never turn away from. But let me begin by addressing the honourable member's proposals. We are not considering a fast-track visa for skilled US citizens, and I do not believe that we need one. Our immigration system does already offer a broad range of routes to target talented individuals to come to work or study in the UK. Alongside this, our increasingly digitised border with priority fees for quick visa transactions means that people can come to the UK quickly and easily. So I'll start by talking about visas and processing in general, and then on to routes that do attract global talent and, of course, skilled workers. On visa processing, the UK immigration system already provides a rich offering for people coming to the UK to work and study, with fast-track visa options for those who need it. UK Visas and Immigration is responsible for making millions of decisions each year about who has the right to visit or stay in our country. The visa service is underpinned by an uncompromising focus on national security, but also a commitment to provide applicants with the best possible service. All applicants can and should expect UKVI to offer a simple online visa application process. There's usually availability within 5 working days for a biometric appointment in one of our overseas network of more than 250 visa application centres, known as VACs. Covering more than 140 countries, decisions are made within 15 working days after attending the VAC. With an online record of immigration status which is secure, can be easily accessed, checked and shared with employers, landlords and carriers. The UK service is competitive in the speed at which the whole process can be completed, and those choosing to pay for either our priority or super priority services, which have recently been expanded across most of our routes, get decisions within 5 working days or the next working day, respectively. In practice, if the super priority service is chosen, a skilled worker visa application could be made on a Monday. The applicant can attend the VAC on a Tuesday and then have the decision by the close of business on the Wednesday. This is our fast-track service, and we stand out from our competitors on this. Since January 2025, US nationals looking to visit the UK for up to 6 months on business can now apply for an electronic travel authorisation known as an ETA. The quick application process using the ETA app offers fast decisions, usually the same day, and lasts for 2 years, allowing flexibility of regular travel and smooth border crossings. So moving on to attracting talent, which has been raised in the debate. As set out in our immigration white paper and modern industrial strategy, both of which were published last year, the government is focused on attracting talented individuals to come to the UK to work and study. From business leaders and entrepreneurs to top-end researchers, our commitment is clear. We want to bring those with expertise, with ambition and creativity to the UK, where they will find a unique environment to thrive and innovate and can help our economy grow further. Yes, I give way.
For giving way. Earlier, I did give an example of an entrepreneur who has come to the UK from the USA. He spent a lot of money coming here, and he feels like an important part of his life has been spent in the UK where he could have been spending it elsewhere in the world. But he feels betrayed now because of the review of the ILR arrangements for him and for others. I mean, does the Minister accept that this is going to make people more reluctant to come to the UK, these entrepreneurs and people who actually need to come here and support our economy?
Thank the honourable member for his point. I can't comment on the individual case because, of course, I'm not aware of that. The ILR changes we are making are broad. We had a long debate on that the other day, but it's not there to in any way dissuade talent. And actually, post-consultation, we're highly likely to see discounts for talent to ensure that they can settle in the UK faster, so they're earning through integration and contribution. But that will be laid out following the closure of the consultation on the 12th of February in due course. In a volatile world, Britain stands out as this government makes the UK the premier destination for business and top international talent. We have all the ingredients for exceptional talent to thrive. And we recognise the immigration system, which prioritises the skills this country needs rather than nationality, has an important part to play in that, helping to ensure we remain competitive in the global recruitment market. That is why we've established routes which focus on attracting those with the skills and talent to support the growth of our economy. I'll now move on to the global talent system. Our global talent route for leaders and potential leaders in the fields of science and research, digital technology and the arts are the most flexible offer to the world's top talent, including many from the US. Published research shows this visa influenced 4 in 5 global talent visa holders to apply to live and work in the UK. And for recent graduates of the world's top universities, our high potential individual route gives them the opportunity to build their careers in the UK without the need for a prior job offer. Over 40% of universities whose graduates are eligible for that route are based in the US. This means employers have access to the most highly sought after international graduates, as well as to the pipeline of top talent from our own universities. A world-class visa system is essential to attracting and retaining the best international talent. Our system is just that, but we are committed to go further and have already introduced pro-talent reforms, and this includes expanding eligibility for high-potential individual visa to the 100 top global universities, enabling international students to transition seamlessly from study to entrepreneurship on the Innovator Founder visa, simplified access for top science talent, and broadened the list of eligible prizes for the Global Talent Visa. Yes, I give it.
Dr. Danny Chamber.
Thank the Minister for giving way. The biggest challenges facing the world now are global. We've got climate change, risk of pandemics, antimicrobial resistance. These are global challenges, but they are also science challenges. And given that the US administration has an anti-vaxxer running the health department, we've got a president who seems to not believe in climate change. Does the government recognise this as an opportunity to really fly the flag for being a pro-science country, to offer sort of refuge for scientists who want to help solve some of these huge global problems, but also help grow our economy?
Thank the honourable member for his point. And we are world leading in science, and the visa system that we've created in the Home Office is there precisely to attract the top talent from across the whole world. And of course that includes the USA. And we are committed to go further, as I've already laid out. I'll go on to the Global Talent Task Force. To support the government's efforts in targeting global talent, the government launched the task force last year, which will bring in specialist private sector headhunting expertise, establish new functions to support individuals to relocate and companies to set up UK offices at pace. And it will embolden its concierge offer to the world's elite talent, starting with a dedicated focus on international AI talent. I'll touch on skilled worker as well, because I do believe that's relevant to this debate. US citizens can also make use of the main work route for skilled workers. This route has a broad range of high-skilled occupations, which individuals who are sponsored by an approved employer can use to come to the UK. And in the year ending September 2025, more than 5,000 Americans did use our skilled worker route to come and fill roles in the UK. So in closing, Madam Chair, I thank the honourable member and all members. I will give way.
Just intervening again. It's really encouraging to hear that 5,000 Americans came on this skilled visa route. One thing we're really concerned about is that companies, especially in AI and tech, are setting up in the UK, but they're not growing here. They're then relocating, particularly to Silicon Valley, and becoming multi-million or billion-dollar companies and employing a lot of people and paying a lot of tax. Do we have the numbers of people who are leaving to the US to work in tech compared to those coming to the UK, so we can compare which direction the gravity is? Because I actually don't know what the answer to this is.
Thank the honourable member for his good point. I don't have the numbers to hand, but what we will do is ensure that we write to you with that data if we have that data. I know we do have data of those that are leaving the country in general, but I will certainly look into that. The UK and the USA are connected in a myriad of ways. The ties between our two countries are, as we know, deep, long-standing and strong. Large numbers of Americans do come to our country every year to visit, work and study. We greatly value their contribution to our country. And as I've set out, there's already a comprehensive range of visa routes available to them.
The question is that this House has considered the potential merits of fast-track visas for skilled US citizens. As many are of that opinion, say aye. Aye. Of the contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. Order, order. The sitting is suspended until 2:30 p.m.